Good evening, Slap family. Anthony Bateman Sr. here, coming to you tonight from Minota Raceway. Just a little rap session because I haven't been on in a while. And anyways, I sent away for some stuff from this Carrera store for my track because when I designed this track, I designed it through my head, no directions, and when the two ends met together, it was off like maybe an eighth. That probably sparingly, maybe quarter inch. I think an eighth. But anyways, we'll go eighth. Well, I kind of forced it together. So during the layout, there's some flex here and there, but up this end is separated now on its own. So plus I have to build, the heck is all this? I ordered something else too, I don't know. Oh, no, I did, this, I'm losing it. Anyways, I bought more than I need, I believe. But they're these things. Well, anyways, when those babies are clicked in, plus the other, I'm gonna do like Ryan told me, to bend the tabs up. And it worked for a while, but it still come apart. So I got these babies right here. I bought 1, 2, 3, and 4. I believe that's plenty, So, something, I love the Carrera store. Them women are so sweet. I think there's like 4 of them, but any one of them's really nice. And like that, I didn't ship that in a hurry. But anyways, everybody's busy, my friend that helped me clear out this whole room, a really good friend. I try to give him money, he won't take it. So, but I love Fred. He's a good human being, But anyways, they're going on vacation. Then my niece's husband, well, it's too late now, but I'm gonna give him a call probably tomorrow sometime. If he can come here and help me wire this thing up, because he can crawl all around, but I need him because he can get on a table. He's really light, So all I got to do is drill holes and put those wires in, the feeder wires in, and then I got those power tabs there, and then just hook it to the main box, and I gotta just screw it up underneath the table, so I can get to it. But I want to do it because I got this other stuff here. I don't know if you can see it here, but Marty Ford has it. It's down the bottom for his guardrails. And I bought that stuff at Home Depot. That's where he said he got it. I believe he said he got it at Home Depot. So I found the same stuff there. So I was just fixing this because my friend also, Freddie's got some camera equipment. Because when I bought this stand from Walmart, of course I didn't read it, I looked at the picture. That's where you can hold it and you could set it on something. So I'm setting it on my protein skimmer box. So I'm setting some goals for myself for tomorrow because I've been feeling like shit, Sorry for complaining, but it's just the way it is in my body. And tomorrow I'm going to try to get that TV on the wall, brand new, Walmart 50-inch for my racing, and then I bought some wood to do my railroad bench work. So I'm going to try to get that started Because if I can get that started, some of the shelving I'm going to make underneath is going to hold my stereo equipment. And whatever else off the floor, important stuff, can go on the shelf. So I want to at least do that, because then I got all this, it's not all, but I got 2 full sheets of that OSB wood. And then on the bottom, I have my 2x4s, so I can get that shit out of the way. I got to get something to hang my fire helmets up. And then once I get that shit out of the way, and then this thing here that was a bed, and my neighbors threw it apart, and that's where I have a lot of my engines and rolling stock in those drawers. And I have some engines up on my bedroom, so I gotta extend that. And so in the middle it's gonna be open, so I can put some other shit in there for I don't know. Who knows? Anything that's on the floor that don't need to be on the floor. So I can make some room. This shit's it's all crooked. So I can get this shit out of the way. But hopefully, Slot family, pray for me tonight, because I hope to get this shit done. I'm trying to get myself psyched up so I can at least do that. So, my friend Freddie told me how I can do it for hanging the TV, putting some wood down from the floor joist, but I'm gonna try maybe go through the concrete, because if I do the wood out, it's gonna bump the TV from the wall out, like, I don't know, the 2x4s are what, 3 inches and something wide, and then plus the girth of the television. So then there's not that much room to walk there. So if I can get that shit hanging on the concrete wall, it'll make it so you can walk by easier. Because I got waste pipe down at the bottom. So, but other than that, once I get the wiring in, then I get the guardrails built, and then for the circle up here, I'll show you. Hopefully you can see this shit. I'm gonna, that's where the track's separating. There, that section, right there, and down here a little bit. So I'm going to, I might buy 2 more of these from Carrera, the switch lanes, put them down there. So I got 2 down, actually 2 full ones and 1 in the middle. So I want to have 2 full ones down there. If that makes sense to you guys. Kind of like this. So there's 2 here. There's 4 pieces, but they click together to make 1. Then there's 1 here. And then 2 more here. Well, I got that down here, but I want to have it over there too. And then once I get that shit done, that's gonna go, this damn thing, that's gonna go pretty good. But having the fleet of cars I have, thanks to Brian Young, Pro Tinker, I gotta count them, but I have a shitload of cars from him. But I'll have to get 124 scales. I need more of those, so I'm getting those from Carrera Slots. And then I'm also going to get some digital cars from Lightech, Warren. I'm definitely getting some cars from Warren. So, and then because I have so many cars now, but I need digital. Just about every car I have is analog. But that's where this box comes in from Jim Cunningham. And I have 4 controllers. Then I talked to him. He's going to, let me fix this damn thing. He's going to give me a controller for my grandson so I can set it up and kind of like tape the control so it'll slow down analog cars. You know what I'm saying? So he does pretty good, but I want that feature so he'll have his own controller. But like Jim Cunningham told me, he goes, Anthony, you can control the speed with the Carreras one, so I can set his and set everybody else's accordingly, so he won't feel kind of weird. And then I have to put some kind of running board down here because anything that falls on the floor from this concrete's not forgiven, because I should at least put guardrails down this end. Actually, it's my own fault because I've already trashed some cars. So, but I'm going to put a sign up, and whoever races, if something breaks, I don't want them worrying. I want them to have fun, because when you race, real cars break, right? What's the difference? So, but anyways, this has nothing to do with slot car stuff, but I did get some money from Social Security. I was supposed to get back pay. Those assholes paid me. And then they turned around right after I spent just about the whole thing. 10 grand, okay? Then he told me they overpaid me. I got to give it back. I have 30 days. You know what? Brrr, right there. Fuck you, Elon Musk, and your fucking bullshit. Our Social Security place is closed up, I'm just tired of it, You know what? When people got to look for a job because they got laid off, like all those people in the Pentagon got laid off. You know what? When my first child was being born, and the place where I worked was a paper mill, and what they did was they were beautifying the place and everything, but this old lady told me, she's passed away now. Her name is Lassie Ludbrook. She goes, Tony, she goes, between you and I, she goes, I heard from a good source that they're selling this place. I never questioned her. I just said, really, Lassie? I believe they're 100% because she was that type of woman. Honest. Lassie Ludbrook. Little Lass. That's what we called her. And actually, I applied for the fire department anyways. And that took a while to get in there because I took a test and that was a while. But I finally got it. But also I put in for Northeastern Utilities because I wanted to be a lineman. So they had an opening. It was a position for me. No, it was material handler. So I did that at Eaton's, but instead of paper products, it'd be electrical components, and I'd have to drive them to wherever and deliver them. That's not nothing. So, but anyways, it was only for a temporary, so I didn't take it. But in the meantime, thank God, I got another job. I was working at a paper pulping place. So I talked to my boss for engineering. Can I work through my lunch because I don't want to quit because I want to get the severance pay. Because I had to get another job. What am I going to do? I just bought a house and got a baby coming. There ain't a lot of work no more. And that was back then. Now forget it. So the reason why I'm saying this stuff, because if I didn't have any income, I wouldn't be able to do this wonderful hobby. How could I? How could I have to worry about eating, paying utility bills and shit? So, anyways, I'm praying and I hope everybody does, and they're sensitive to the people that got their jobs taken from them, because You know what? A lot of people don't worry about it because it doesn't affect them. Well, guess what? They're our brother and sister human beings, you know. My heart goes out to those people. I'm having fun with this shit. And they're worrying about, they're going to have to sell their home. Where are they going to go? But anyways, if you guys are dealing with Social Security, be very careful because they're shitbags. Not so much maybe the people who work that they deal with you because they get their orders from the big kahunas, all the rich fucking idiots who don't give a shit about normal working class people. We're the ones that pay for everybody's shit. But anyways, enough of that. But my heart goes out to them people. Everybody lost their jobs. And it's affecting me now. So actually, I gave all my shit to my lawyer because she's the one that helped me get my truck when I paid insurance on my truck. So if you get hurt, let's say we're paying it. But all of a sudden out of the blue, they thought they were going to stop. I told her about it. She took care of the shit. So I got my truck along with my other shit. Because I was smart. I listened to these old people, man. Young people, please listen to the older people because they helped me out tremendously. You know, take insurance out. Even my house. I have quite a bit of insurance, but you got to be careful with insurance because suppose it we get maybe little micro tornadoes, but I'm just saying, suppose a tornado comes and wipes my shit out, right? So I go, this sucks, blah, blah, boom, but I got insurance. If it's not written down specifically for that in a certain manner, they're not going to give you your money. You're going to be up shit's creek because that's going on right now still. People that got burned out of their homes, tornadoes and shit. I pray for all those people every day because I got it good. I was sick. I got my health back again. My body's kind of shitty, but it's still operational. You know, I'm still here. So, but be careful if you guys are going to retire. Make sure you do things right so they won't bite you in the ass. Because they were telling me for months I was going to get this money. And what happened to me, somebody used I came on here before and talked about it. Somebody used my email address and they cracked into it at Social Security. My monthly check I get, I never got it. So I couldn't go down to the Social Security office because of asshole Elon Musk and the other people. Fuck yous all. But before you can walk in there, you know, everything's shitty now. But I talked to this guy from Washington State. He's the one that told me, but he said, I told him the story. I couldn't just go in there like before and grab a number. So he told me, don't worry about it. He got on the computer, told me what day, blah, blah, blah. I walked in there because I had permission to get in there. And they took care of business. I didn't get paid when they told me I was gonna. It was the following month. But they paid me what I was supposed to get from the prior month. So, and that's how I learned that they said I was getting a big sum of money. I go, I am? I was taken by it. They said, yep. He got right in there. He turned the screen so I could see it. I was like, wow. But it didn't come when he said it was going to come. It didn't come till like 3 months later, maybe. And then that's what I got. And then prior to all that, I worked all those other jobs, and I was supposed to really get a month from my retirement from Social Security. I was supposed to get $1,400. But he said, no, you're not going to get that. I go, why? Because I was civil service. But when President Biden signed this thing off, I got more money. But they gave me more money too because they said I qualify for, what do you call it? Can't think of it, but when you get hurt. Disability. So I went from $98 to, I think, $122. Then I went from that to 200 and something. Every time you get an increase, they give you a statement and they tell you why. And then, because of Biden's thing, I'm supposed to get 800 and something a month. So, you know what? Next month, I probably ain't going to get shit because I owe that, or the wait, the wait until the 30 days is up, and they expect me to give cough that money up. That's not going to happen. So, fuck it. They're jerks. And nothing before that, I said, no, I'm still talking about the bullshit stuff. But before that, they sent me a letter saying that if we pay you extra money that you're not supposed to get, it's not our fault and you got to pay it back. Who the fuck fault is it? That wall did it? The wall after building figured it out and typed the shit up? That's the stupid shit. And I got the paperwork. I don't have it physically now because the lawyer has it. But I do got the bullshit they gave me today. I just scanned it. And I just didn't want to read it because, you know what? I can't have my blood pressure going. How many we got here? Almost 30 minutes of bitching. Okay. So, if you guys don't want to watch it, turn it off. You ain't going to hurt my feelings. But I'm just keeping it real with everybody. Telling my family what the hell's going up. Why I ain't getting anything. Because fucking TB is out of service, Just all this neuropathy, that's another thing. But like I mentioned to you guys before, if you're on testosterone, be very careful because once you start taking that shit, if the urologist don't tell you, your cojones don't make it no more. Gone. And my wife treated me good with the loving thing, and I kind of abuse that stuff. And look, my body don't make it no more. That's why, because it's messed with my red blood cells. So be careful, fellas, with that stuff. I know you're happy because tonight is your night, bro. Tonight is your night. Well, my night was a lot of times, but this shit is. If I was younger, I wouldn't be good in good spirits, I'll tell you. But you know what? I had just about everything in my life that I wanted. I had loving parents, loving grandparents, loving neighbors, great times growing up. We'd all meet at my grandmother's or we'd meet at certain other kids' houses. That was great. Shooting marbles and shit. Just doing that. I think I was 8 years old. All of us guys had BB guns. My BB gun looked cool. It looked like a rifle. It was a Daisy. I forget what year, but it was weak as shit. Maybe it will break a bottle. Or my friends, some of them had the spring ones. And then the older guys had the pump, Crossmans. Those are the ones with the power. But mine was good for shooting cans. But that's what I mean. It's 8 of us. 5 to 8, or maybe 3 of us. You'll never see that again. Because the world's crazy. These kids are nuts. It's too much goofy shit on the computer and stuff. But So this don't pertain to, this is the only thing I splurged on. I paid all my shit off and bought myself a nice new bed because my cushion was like this. Not cushion, my mattress. The springs broke. So I used my poor dog, my dog that I loved all my dogs, but Forrest, it was his pillow. I put that on top to compensate that bullshit, bro. I did that for like, man, 3 years, slept with that stupid thing, and finally I got some cash, bought myself, it cost me a little over $2,000, and bought my fish tank shit right here. My new protein skimmer that I get putting on, and then this box here has my new for my water and shit. Reverse osmosis. I got one hanging on the wall. They don't even make that kind anymore, so of course. But these two items are over $500. Those two items, a little over 500 and say 10, some bullshit like that. But so I bought some skyrockets, 4 of them. This is like, I think it was like $50, but it was like 25% off, which, tariff bullshit. Between 2 items, actually, with tax, it costed me $105. This costed me mortars, $89. They're canisters. There's 6 shells in here. They make it like, oh, you're getting like, but they got the I did fireworks for a living. I got my iPad so I could take it and show you pictures like this. So I did that for a while for Berkshire Fireworks, along with the fire department, But and I had fun doing that too. But anyways, so when my little grandson, or if they all are here, if it don't rain, I'm gonna shoot this shit off up the lake. This shit's illegal because these asshole kids a long time ago, and even up to date, pointing skyrockets at each other and blowing their fingers up and blowing people. I had a friend I used to hang around with. Before I started hanging with them, he actually blew these people's, it would be the screen door off with 2 ash cans or M80s. That shit's not right. It's just, as people that do dumb shit like that, that's why they're illegal. So usually 4th of July, the police don't really bother you too much. But now the cops that I did know, or police, they're all, the ones that are my friends, are all retired now. So you got some new ones on. I know, I think there's like just a handful. My friends, 2 of their brothers that worked there. And that's like slim pickings because I got pulled over. I was speeding. And usually you say what you are, what you did, and they go like this. But now this young guy, the first thing he asked me was, how many times have I got caught speeding? What the fuck kind of a question is that? He said, have you speeding lately? I go, no. But you don't ask somebody something like that. He's being an asshole. So, because I got stopped plenty of times, when I was younger, by troopers too. They know you're Pittsfield Fire. See you later. New York State. You go in a different state, you're not going to get the same kind of treatment. But anyways, I'm going off the beaten path again. That's what happens when I talk, but I figure I love you guys. The guys that love me, they're listening to me. If somebody don't want to, I ain't gonna be hating them, just it's your business. But I love the guys, they know who they are, who talk to me on a regular basis. But Slot family, that's what's going on with AB or TB. You know, some of my family call me Anthony Michael, or Moose. That's my nickname for my family. Or Tony. My wife, Anne Marie, my beautiful, loving wife that passed away, her nickname for me was T. Or she'd call me Pookie Bear. Or a big lug, you know. Stuff like that, you know. Little cute things. But so that's what's going on, people. So you know what? A lot of times I come down here, I look at my fish tank over there, and I just think, you know, oh, like a thinking machine. I think about how much I appreciate what I had and what I did in my life, and I appreciate good human beings, you know. I think I'm sitting here in comfort, and there's people who had everything and had it taken away by the weather. Sometimes their life, like those wildfires, you know. If you got wind like that, I don't care what kind of water you had, unless all of a sudden God took like a lake and dumped on it at once. Other than that, you're not going to put that fire out. It's going to go crazy. It's going to be a firestorm. And then when I was down in Kentucky with my wife's family, I couldn't believe how much the trees were covered with water and the farmland flooded. You know, don't you think those people are hurting? The dumb tariff thing, and then plus, you know, the weather ain't cooperating because of our environment. Yeah, I remember being in elementary school, they were talking about the environment, and I was scared. I would go home crying, you know. My grandmother would always, or my Aunt Doe, she was like my fairy godmother. A real, true fairy godmother. I think of her every day of my life. Just like with my wife. You know. And I have everything, you know, and these people, where are they going to live? You know, where? So that's the insurance companies. They'll tell you, well, we can't build because of blah, 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 right? What, you know, there's lots of what the fucks. I know I'm not supposed to be swearing. I'm trying to chill out with that in my mouth. But it's the only word that fits it. Really. It's the only word that fits it. You know what, Slot family? I gotta get some food in the tank. You know, today I ate once. I rolled up some meat, some silprasada, which I'm not supposed to eat because it's sodium. I rolled up silprasada and provolone cheese. Like 4 good ones, right? Maybe 5. You know what that Manjaro I'm taking for my diabetes? I'm just starting to get hungry now, so tonight it's either gonna make poached eggs, but I want toast, but now it's kind of late, so I'm not gonna really burn nothing. So I'm gonna make a salad with some of that tender baby lettuce I bought. I'm gonna have that, and I'm gonna have a nice tomato that's just with a vine tomato with some I get a steakhouse Italian, it's the plain stuff, and then I might drizzle for the healthy end of it some olive oil, and then You're probably gonna like what I'm eating next. I love liverwurst, so I'll probably take a couple chunks of liverwurst and eat it with a few crackers. And then I'll probably have a piece of cheese, and then I'll eat a whole container of raspberries. That'll be my meal for tonight. Because tonight, I'm not gonna do shit down here. I mean, look at this. Got track on the table. That's all new track there. And I got some down there. And, you know, there's those things where the wire's got to hook up to. But then I got to build maybe a 6x6, put down there with some, I think they're 1.5 squares, you know, stock. And that's going to be hold my racetrack up. So I got to cut that and then screw it down so the track don't dip and the cars can go underneath. But then hopefully I got enough. Whoops, this shit's crooked again. One more thing. I'm going to do like TAD 29 for my cars.